Okay, this time we're gonna dive into the wiring on the Shell Valley Cobra. It's taken me a while to get to this point here. If you've seen the shorts, you've probably noticed that I'm already almost complete with it in real time, but I've got a whole bunch of video of the different parts that I've done here, and so I'm gonna start publishing those videos and get those out probably over the next couple of weeks here.
Hi, my name is Caleb, and welcome to Finleycraft. In this corner of my channel, we're going to dive into the automotive world. I've owned and worked on many different types of vehicles over the years. So join me as we build, repair, and have some adventures on the road and in nature. I hope to earn your subscription, and please like and leave a comment.
Okay, so let's talk wiring. So I've got a pretty decent amount of experience with wiring from just ever since I was a kid. Kind of was really interested in AV as well as low voltage, and I've also done a lot of actually whole house kind of typical household electrical work as well. So none of this is out of the realm of kind of what I've done in the past or am aware of. So let's go over kind of what Shell Valley provides as a part of the kit. So you have an option, at least on their website, you have an option for 2 different kits from Haywire. So this is a Cobra kit. This one came with the 7 fuse. I believe there's either a 12 or 14 that's also available. I would recommend just get the bigger one, just so you have options, unless you really plan on being very basic. But when I got here, I realized I needed some more spaces, so I got an extra fuse block. I've used those in the past. I rewired, I got a small boat and I rewired that, and that's a great little fuse block. So it comes with a manual. It really kind of goes through different things, but there's not a great diagram for this. But just so you know, if you call them, you'll talk to the guys over there. They're awesome. So I've gotten a hold of them and talked to them. Pretty good folks out there. And then I did kind of nerd out and created my own wiring diagram. So they recommend, and I'll pause for a second. Go check out Bass and Hot Rods, Larry's channel. He's got, I think, 5 or 6 episodes on wiring his Cobra from Hurricane. It's very helpful, so thank you, Larry. There was a lot in there that actually really aligned with what I'm doing here. It was kind of funny as I was pulling this out. I was like, oh yeah, I've seen him do that. Yeah, so if you really, he really kind of dives down into it. And like I said, there's multiple pieces, so go check that out, Bass and Hot Rods. So anyway, so in the box you get a little box of connectors and some heat shrink tubing and a couple different things in there. You also get your box with the relays and your fuses. So I actually took this apart and just because I wanted to see where everything routed on these pins, so I diagrammed that all out. So if you're curious about any of that, let me know. And then it comes with this big ass loom. Or wiring harness rather. So what they recommend is take this thing out and lay it next to the vehicle. And it's a good piece of advice, by the way. And that'll kind of tell you, inside of this, there are some various different kind of adapters in here, or connections rather, that kind of split off of this. And all the wires are marked. So in here, they do say which one they correlate to. So B6 rear grand, F6 starter solenoid, and then the numbers are actually on here. And then you can just kind of see where it goes on to. So what is it? G is the top row and A is the bottom. And then that kind of helps you figure out how it lines up into here. So if you like nerding out on that, you can really kind of dive down into that. But it really helped me understand the wiring of this car quite a bit better. I'm just kind of diving into that. So from in here, you've got multiple different pieces that are kind of broken down by these black zip ties. There are a bunch of white zip ties that kind of really hold it together, not make it look like a crazy spider's nest like I have it. But that's okay. I took those off and left the black ones on, the little tiny black zip ties, because that made the most sense. So you'll see a bunch of different connectors on here. So this one here goes to the light switch. This bunch down here will go into, they provide this little package in here. And there's 2 different styles of clips in here. So depending on what steering wheel you have will determine which of these clips you'll need. And so my steering wheel is from, I think it's I Did It is the name of the company that they source those from. So you'll actually mount all of these wires from this loom into one of these connectors here. And then they do also provide a grommet to run it through the the firewall if you want to. So that comes in the bag. And then there's various other different clips on here that connect to different things. And they have kind of the other half of this. Oh. And then with the wiring kit, actually I think this was a part of the, I don't remember. This is either part of the Speed Hut or part of the wiring kit. I don't remember which one it was in. But this is the light switch. It comes with a keyed ignition. I'm still up in the air whether or not I want to use this one or get a nice push button and have a fob that goes with it. Haven't dove down into that. And then there's a couple of switches here. So you've got on-off and then on-off. So the three-way switch or the on-off is, I believe that's for your high beam, low beam. And then you've got some different wiring looms here. So there's this little 12 gauge wire or something like that. Yeah, it says alternator output. I'm gonna probably get a much heavier duty one here. Just be aware, this does say fusible link in there, so if you do replace this for something different, you're gonna wanna get an inline fusible link for that. And then this little guy here, this is, let's see, this one says neutral safety ignition, oh yeah. So this connects to that. So this connects to one of the connectors that are already on that. And then these 4 wires go to your ignition switch. That's on that. So this little wiring clip here, I believe this one goes to all the gauges. And then this guy here, this is the high low beam. So these are the 3 wires that I was talking about that goes to that 3-way switch, the on off. And then this came with the distributor. It was in the box, actually. So this is for your tack, but I'm not going to use it. I'm actually going to put a different kind of plug. I'm going to put some of these GM automotive style plugs in here. And then they sent a couple extra main ground wires. So when you're doing your wiring setup here, I'm going to put some of this back real quick. You're going to want to have a few things. Because of my experience in the past, I've got a bunch of different stuff that I already had. So like I had a whole bunch of heat shrink tubing. We had a really nice soldering iron down there because I've done a lot of soldering in the past with AV stuff, as well as various different connector testing units. Got all kinds of different connectors and connectors and different things. I did order a bunch of different kind of grommets because I'm not sure how many holes I'll have to punch through where in the body, and it's nice to seal those off as well as possible. And then I ordered some of this auto electrical wiring harness tape. I don't know. We'll see how it performs. A buddy of mine's gonna come over tomorrow and help me start do some of the wiring that we can with the body off. And so we'll see where we end up on that, if this is any good or not. I did also buy a couple of USB plugs because I do want to have that in there. And then as I mentioned, I already got a fuse block. And then I bought a waterproof automotive collector or connectors. I think these are GM style, but I like the connectors. It's actually what's on the distributor right now is this style, as well as the oil sensor, oil pressure sensor, and the temperature gauge. So these aren't too terribly hard to use. They make it look really clean. It comes with kind of all the keys for it, as well as plenty of different sizes. So I think this goes, what is this, 1 to 6. So we'll see what we end up using. All right, let's see. I've also got plenty of tools, so I've got various different wire strippers and snips and different things like that. So you probably want to get that. Really, I mean, the reality is they do provide pretty much what you need to get going. I just, you know, because of how I like to do my electrical, I'm kind of doing it the way I want. And I think most people who are building their kits are kind of going to do that the way they like as well. I want behind the dash to be very clean. Don't really want to be crawling around on my back to swap out fuses in the Cobra. It's not a ton of room down there. So I will probably figure out a way to get the fuse block either in a place where it's easy to get to, or put it on some sort of hinge where it comes down, so that all I have to do is take off a wing nut or something like that. So that's yet to be determined. And then the other thing that comes with this is I went with a Speed Hut gauge set. So these come with all the wires already. So the reality is there's going to be certain wires in here that you may not end up using. And one of those is the temperature, the water temp sensor. It comes with wires already. I actually have them all laid out over there, and the oil pressure sensor. So there's some coming out of here that come out here to this gauge. So I'll use the power portion, but I won't end up needing to run a wire from the dash out to here. So those kinds of wires I'll take out of there. I'll take out of the loom. Any unnecessary wires I don't need in there. So as a part of the speed head gauge, it comes with a GPS odometer, and then it comes with oil, water, fuel, and volts. And I have not drilled any holes in my dash yet. I haven't even created the dash, or I had them leave it pretty blank. And so I'm probably going to do mine a little different. I haven't fully decided on that yet. I should probably decide soon because I'm going to need to start wiring it before too long. And then one of the other things is they do give you heavy-duty battery cable, and I bought battery tray to put it in the trunk. I'd like to try to get it in the engine if I can, but if I can't, it is what it is. And then I also bought a really nice grounding strap. AC Delco sells a heavy-duty one to go from the engine to the frame. It's always good to have quality ground on your engine so you're not chasing demons in your electrical system. So that's an overview of the electrical. As I said, go check out Larry's channel if you really want to kind of get into the nitty gritty. He really breaks it down really well for you. So go give him a like and subscribe. He's got some cool stuff out there. As well as, what is that, 32 Ford and a pretty sweet Mustang that he just pulled out and an old Ford pickup. So he's got some cool stuff on his channel, and he's a musician as well, so that's pretty good. Read all the way through this before you start throwing stuff in. It'll save yourself some headache. Yeah, that's all I gotta say for now. I hope I earned your subscription, and let me know if you have any questions or comments, and please like if you liked it. All right, have a good day.